The Disney Genie Plus service is essentially a paid service that enables you to skip the normal lines and get on rides quicker using something called lightning lanes. So this is a fairly new service that replaced the FastPass service and debuted in October of 2021. This is not the free Genie service, which is just a planning tool. This is an optional extra that you can pay for, so it's not free. Currently, the only way to purchase Genie Plus is on the day of your visit, beginning at midnight. You cannot pay for your entire stay in advance. You used to be able to do this, you no longer can't do that. So when we were there in October of 2022, we did purchase the Genie Plus service, not every day, but many times throughout the course of the holiday. I did stay up till midnight on a few occasions, but as our 18-month-old was up around 6, I started to purchase it then. I had no problems, but that is your call, as Genie Plus can and does sell out. So let's say you stay up until midnight. You have paid for the Genie Plus. You then need to remember to log back in at 7 a.m. to this app. Be in the app and ready at least 5 minutes before to snag those lightning lane selections. Before we discuss how to book those, let's just talk about the attractions. Are all attractions included? No, they are not. There are over 40 attractions included across all theme parks. Now, the most popular rides are not included, but you can pay individually for these. So these are called individual lightning lanes, and you pay to skip the line per person, per ride, and the prices vary per ride, per time of year. I hope I haven't lost you there. So what are the individual lightning lane rides? So currently these rides are Avatar Flight of Passage in Disney's Animal Kingdom theme park, Guardians of the Galaxy in Cosmic Rewind in Epcot, Tron Light Cycle Run, which is new, and that's in Magic Kingdom, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train in Magic Kingdom, and Star Wars Rise of the Resistance in Disney's Hollywood Studios. So you are actually limited to purchasing 2 of these individual lightning lanes across all 4 theme parks. And you can pay for these individual lightning lanes without having to pay as well for the Genie Plus service. They're 2 completely different things. So you're limited to 2 of these a day across all 4 theme parks. So for example, if I've decided to go to Animal Kingdom in the morning and Magic Kingdom in the afternoon, you can see there's 3 options for me to choose from. You don't have to choose any. You can choose 1, you can choose 2. That's entirely up to you. So I really want to do Avatar Flight of Passage, so I've paid for that individual lightning lane, and now I have the option to either do Seven Dwarfs Mine Train or Tron Light Cycle Run if I want to. I can't choose to pay for all 3. Okay, so individual lightning lanes can be purchased at 7 a.m. So for these attractions, if you're staying at a Disney Resort hotel, you can pay for those at 7 a.m. If you are not staying at a Disney Resort hotel, then you can pay for those. So you can book these individual lightning lanes when the park opens. So do check the park timings to see when they open. I will say a lot of these go very, very quickly. So if you are wanting to purchase an individual lightning lane, I would say get on at 7 a.m. if you are in a Disney Resort hotel. If not, get on as soon as the park opens. Okay, so let's go back to booking your lightning lanes. We're going to come back to this page in a moment, but you want to get yourself, and I know there's several ways of doing this, but you want to get yourself to the tip board. So I'm just going to use what I call the menu tab. So I'm going to click on that and I'm going to go to the tip board. So you will see it says here at the top, Genie Plus purchase for today. So if we just click on that, you will probably see that it will come up with this page here, and it tells you all about the Disney Genie Plus, and then it'll say get Disney Genie Plus service. It won't allow me to do this because I'm in the UK. But if I just skip backwards, so we're back on the tip board, because I'm going to show you something with the tip board once you have purchased the Genie Plus. So you've paid for the service already, whether that means you've stayed up until midnight to do so, or you've gotten up anytime before 7 a.m. and purchased it. The clock has just struck 7 a.m. and you are on this page. This is the tip board, as this is where you need to be. So on this you will see, so if you look at Magic Kingdom now, it will say, so, we're on Disney's Hollywood Studios. Let's stay on Disney's Hollywood Studios. We'll stay here. So we're on the Hollywood Studios tip board, and you can see that the park is not opened yet, I don't think. Yeah, if I look at the time difference, the park hasn't opened yet, but people are obviously purchasing Genie Plus, and they're able to book their first Lightning Lane experience. So you can see here it has a list of attractions, and under the second box under will tell you the Disney Genie Plus, the next Lightning Lane available. So here you can see this is where it'd show you how long the standby line is, or when the next show is. So Beauty and the Beast live on stage there, you can see the next show's at 11. But the box underneath says Disney Genie Plus book experience. So you can see it'll show you the next available slot for the Lightning Lane if that attraction has the Lightning Lane. So what you would do is you would then click on, so my biggest tip here is go for the rides that you really want to do, or somebody in your party really wants to do, because the popular ones tend to go quicker, and you are not guaranteed a Lightning Lane for every attraction. Even if you've paid for this Genie Plus system, you are not guaranteed to get every single ride that you want to do, or every single attraction. And the biggest example I can give here, so when we went in October, one thing that I really wanted to do was to get my daughter to meet Mickey and Minnie. They were both at Town Square Theatre in Magic Kingdom, and they're not always together. Most of the time it's Mickey in there. They were together for the 50th anniversary, and I really wanted her to meet them. And I came on at 7, and even though I refreshed the page at 7 a.m, the first Lightning Lane selection we could get was about 11 o'clock in the morning. But I also wanted to do some of my favorite attractions, which like Space Mountain, and because it meant so much to us for her to meet Mickey and Minnie, we chose to go with that first. Now when it came, and I'll explain how you get a second Lightning Lane, but when it came to making our second selection, Space Mountain was no longer available for that day. So I will say, please pick the ones that you want to do the most, or the more popular ones, because you're not guaranteed to be able to use this service for everything, and you're going to have to then queue up in the regular line. So if for some reason I'm in here and I'm going to Hollywood Studios and I'm looking down to see when the next experience is for the Lightning Lanes, and you can see here, look, a lot of these are at 8:39 in the morning, and Slinky Dog Dash, which is a popular ride, the next one's till at 5. So I would go ahead and click on book experience. Obviously it's not going to allow me to do that because we are not eligible currently, but you would go on and click book experience, and then you will confirm your arrival time and the party. Now it's worth noting that you can go back in and modify this Lightning Lane selection for a different time or a different attraction, different time if it's available, I should be saying there too. So you've booked your first Lightning Lane at 7 a.m. And again, we highly recommend that you get on here at 7 a.m. because attractions go very, very quickly, those popular ones. So when can I book my next lightning lane? So this can be confusing. So let's try and explain. So you can book a lightning lane and an individual lightning lane at the same time. Remember, they're two different things. So if you're wanting to pay for that per person per ride, you can do that at the same time as you do your Genie Plus lightning lane. If we're just talking about the Genie Plus service lightning lanes, then you can make another selection in the following ways. So if you have scanned and entered the lightning lane for one of your selections, so say I've chosen Toy Story Mania there at 9:05, so I went with that rather than Slinky Dog. I wouldn't do that, but if I did, I get in the line at 9:05, I would get straight back onto this tip board and get another lightning lane selection. So that's one way you've done it. The other one is if the time slot for your lightning lane has passed. So if you've missed that one, it's already passed, then you can make another one. Or the other way you can get another lightning lane is 120 minutes have passed since the park opened if you made your selection before park open. So if you made your selection at 7 a.m. and the park opens at 9, you can make another selection at 11. Or the final way is 120 minutes have passed since you made your last selection. So for example, perhaps I made a selection at 12 o'clock and it is now 2 o'clock, I can make another selection. So I hope that makes sense. So pricing, this has changed recently to park specific pricing. So this varies both by the park and by the date. So the options will be shown to you before you book. So recently, at the end of June, prices for the multi-park, meaning you can use this Genie Plus service across all parks. So you can see at the top here where it says Disney Hollywood Studios today, and it says change park. And if I change that to say Animal Kingdom, you can book experiences for both Hollywood Studios and for Animal Kingdom, or for all parks if you're visiting all 4 parks in one day. But those rules still apply, so you can only do, book another lightning lane if you've scanned and entered, your time slot's passed, or 120 minutes have passed. So those rules still apply. So let's go back to the pricing. So at the end of June prices, the multi-park was $27 per person. Magic Kingdom was also $27 per person. Epcot was $18 per person. Hollywood Studios was $24 per person, and Animal Kingdom was $16 per person. So again, when you come to book your Genie service, which you're going to click in this here, purchase for today. Obviously I can't do it, I'm in the UK, but that will then show you the prices and whether you want to do a multi-park or a specific park if you're only visiting one park. Remember, if you are doing the multi-park, you need to have that park hopper pass. Most tickets in the UK are park hoppers, but depending on where you're listening to this from, just double check that you've got a park hopper if you want to do the multi-park one. So if I just go back to the little bit that I was on before, so if I go in here, this is actually a really good link that explains a lot about what's included, how Genie Plus works. So I know I've been like scrolling through this as I've been talking to you, but it's a really good information page. So I just want to scroll down. I don't want to go too quickly because it'll make your eyes go a little bit funny. But if I just scroll down here, you'll see also that they have little videos. So talks about like lightning lane entrances, and you can click on these.
Lightning lane entrances are your key to bypassing.
And it will show you little videos, purchasing individual ones, selecting through Disney Genie Plus service, Tipboard and My Day. And then there's like an even more magic. So you do get, they recently added, I'm saying recent, not that recent, but since this came out, they've added extras, which includes the attraction photos. Downloads are included with the Genie Plus price. So again, most UK passes do include that memory maker, so you should already have those in. But for if any reason you don't have one of those where the memory maker is included, you should have all the attraction photos. So like if you go into Pirates of the Caribbean and you have your photo taken, it will turn up in this app. So all those are free when you purchase this service. And there's also the photo lens service, which I explained in a video prior. So I hope this has been helpful. It really depends on your party, age, size, what is important to you, whether you want to purchase this. For those of you that have got larger parties, it's going to be pretty expensive for a day where you skip lanes. I would say some parks are definitely worth it, in our opinion. Other parks, you can probably get away with not using it. An example for that is, when I say it depends on your party age and size, is we went to Hollywood Studios in October 2022 with our daughter. We after queuing up for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, it was about 55 minutes. And we realized very, very quickly that she could not cope with queuing for any longer than 25 to 30 minutes. And we managed to stick it out. It wasn't the best experience, but we stuck it out, and we not paid for Genie Plus on that particular day. And I think that was the only thing, and the Frozen Ever After, not Frozen Ever After, the Frozen sing-along show that we actually ended up doing, because the queues were way too long. And at that point, the selections for the Genie Plus, we'd left it too late. But also, when you look at what was available for her, I think some of the other parks, particularly like Magic Kingdom, caters more to her than Hollywood Studios did. So although we didn't get to go on much on that particular day, we don't actually know whether buying the Genie Plus would have been worth it anyway. So I would consider all those things. I would definitely recommend it for Magic Kingdom. I think you get more value for money there. I know now it's a little bit more expensive. We managed to get through most of Animal Kingdom without it, but again, it depends on your party, what you want. And obviously this is just our opinion. But I would perhaps even just try a day without it if you want to, and then see how that goes. And maybe the next time you go in, if you're going in several times, to purchase it then. I hope this helps. Thank you so much. Bye.